Welcome back to my next playthrough series. This time we're talking Marvel Zombies X-Men Resistance. I do have a bunch of other expansions as well, so we're going to see a lot of zombie heroes. Yes, there are zombie superheroes. This is the hero mode, though. Marvel Zombies first came out, I believe you were playing zombie Marvel superheroes, and you're eating shield agents. In this version, you are playing live superheroes, and you're fighting against zombies and zombie superheroes. So it's basically a zombie-side game, very similar to Black Plague and all the other versions of zombie-side that have come before it. A few different things. We're going to be playing the introductory tutorial scenario, which is called Flight of the X-Jet. It's a tutorial mission, so get used to how things work. And I have everything set up here. We're going to be playing with 4 superheroes. You can play 4, 5, or 6. 4 is pretty manageable. We're going to be playing with Rogue. We're going to be playing with Wolverine, Storm, and Colossus. So that's who we have set up. And we'll take a look at their player boards and special abilities and stuff here in a second. So this mission is basically, says the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters is under attack by zombies. Luckily, we managed to evacuate the students and reach the underground before the worst could happen. If we can lead them to the X-Jet, we can get them out of here and hopefully find somewhere safe where the kids can hide away. Unfortunately, some X-Men turned zombie have managed to put the hangar into lockdown, but we might be able to find an override key in the danger room. So the danger room's over here. We have to come in and take the green objective. We have a closed door here. I have these little plastic door tokens that I like to use because they're just easy to see. Closed doors, open doors. We have the green objective door here. The green objective is here. We have to take this, get 5 experience for whoever takes it, and we have some bystanders in this game. There's a whole pile of them. They're randomly put a bystander here with the symbol for bystander. When you open a door in the regular zombie side or Black Plague, you basically spawn in every zone. In Marvel Zombies, you only spawn on the exclamation point location. So in this case, when we open this door, we're going to spawn here and here. And that's it, and we're going to reveal our bystander. Bystanders can get eaten by zombies. If that happens, that's bad. We don't want that to happen. We have a green spawn point here, which will become active once we take the green objective marker, and we have a regular spawn point under our starting superheroes here, and that will spawn every turn. And the idea is once we take the green objective, we get the key to open the green door, and we have to get to the exit here, which is the X-Jet, get everyone in here, and take off. Again, we've got a spawn point here, and another bystander randomly shuffled and selected sitting here. Oh, lots to explain. I'm just going to show you the back of the X-Men Resistance. This is the manual, and with all the missions in it, because this basically explains how the game works. The player phase, we're going to increase the power. We'll see how that works, refresh their activation tokens, and then we activate superheroes. They can move, open doors or windows. They can gain a trait. They can only have 2. We can only do this once per your turn. They can power up, gain 2 power. Power is something in this game that we're going to see happening. Rescue a bystander. If there's no enemies around, interact with an objective, like taking the green one. And you can spend your power to roll extra dice. So that's something kind of new to Marvel Zombies as well. And deal hits equal to the target's toughness in a single attack to eliminate them. And then we get into the enemy phase. They're going to move. The bystanders are going to do some stuff. Then we're going to spawn enemies. You can read through all that. And then we have an end phase, rinse and repeat. And we also have a targeting priority. So we're going to be targeting zombie heroes first in the zone, then brutes, walkers, and runners. And this targeting priority is for ranged and melee attack. So gone are the days that you can take out runners first. You have to follow the targeting priority even if it's melee. Alright, I've talked a lot. Let's take a look at our superheroes we're going to play. Of course, I had to choose Rogue because Rogue's my favorite superhero. Not the wimpy Rogue from the movies, but the 90s the 90s animated series Rogue. Yes, she's awesome. Alright, so we're going to first look at her ability, and we'll look at Wolverine, Storm, Colossus, and then I think we'll have a first turn here and kind of see how the game works. Alright, I'm not sure just how well this is focusing. It doesn't look fantastic, but I'll kind of read here. So we each have a little token here, so once you activate, you flip it over after you're finished. And you don't have to go in any particular order. In Black Plague, you had to go like first player, second, third, fourth down. You don't have to. In this game, you can activate in any order you want until all your heroes have activated. So looking at Rogue, she's got in her, when she's not leveled up, and of course we have the little trackers here. Everyone starts in the blue zone, they go to yellow, orange, and then red is at the very end. Walkers, runners, and brutes are worth 1 experience, and zombie heroes are worth their toughness in experience when you take them on. And when you take an objective, of course, that's 5 experience. So we have little cubes here instead of the pegs, so we all start with 0 power to start with, and of course health. Rogue's got 3 hit points. If she loses them all, I guess she'll turn into a zombie hero. But anyways, her special ability is Knockout Punch. It says, all enemies suffer -1 toughness, minimum 1, against your mighty punch attacks. Once during your turn, you may perform 1 free open door action. So she's just tough. She just boots the door down, punches it down. All right, you kind of see Wolverine here as well. He's going to be orange, so Rogue's in the green. I'll show you the minis here in a second, Wolverine as well. So Wolverine has 3 hit points as well, and he's got Berserker Rage. When attacking with Adamantine Claws, add +1 to your dice results for each wound you've suffered. And for each roll of a d6, you get to roll an extra die. These dice may generate additional dice. So he has exploding dice for attacks, which is pretty cool. Oh, and I should say he's going to be rolling 3 dice, hitting on a 4+. He's a melee character. And same with Rogue. She's a melee, rolling 2 dice, hitting on 3+. So she rolls less dice, hits on a better chance to hit. Wolverine's got more dice to roll. Alright, let's take a look at the next 2, Storm and Colossus. Alright, these 2 may focus a little better, just the way the camera angle is. So Storm's going to be in the light blue, and Colossus in the silver. Alright, so 3 hit points for each of them, and Storm's ability is Gust. Once during your turn, you may spend 1 power and select a zone within range 1. Move all enemies in that zone to an adjacent zone. So she just blasts them with her Storm ability. She has a range of 0 to 1, so she's range, rolls 2 dice, hits on a 3+. Pretty powerful, like it. And of course, if you level up, the first time you level up into your yellow zone, you get +1 action. Then Chain Lightning and so on. We're probably, in the tutorial, never going to level up that far. There's not going to be enough enemies. So we're not going to worry about this in this playthrough, but maybe when we get to the next scenario, we start leveling up a little bit more. And Colossus has, again, 3 health. And he rolls 2 dice melee, and he hits on a 3+. Pretty tough as well. And it says, once during each enemy phase, you may ignore 1 wound you would receive, because he's Colossus. Okay, with all that said, let's have a turn. I'll show you very quickly how the game operates, and let's see what happens. Alright, so there's only 2 tiles in the scenario, so it's a little bit short scenario, but anyway, we're going to look at the miniature. So Rogue's going to go first, and this is her just getting ready to power punch some zombie hero right in the head. Yeah, love it. These, again, these miniatures are really extremely well done, and yes, if you know how to paint, they could be extremely cool, but I don't. So there we go. So Rogue's going to go first. I should say everyone gets 3 actions. Oh, wow. Why did that not? Oh, there we go. Okay, that phased out pretty good. So moving is an action. Of course, we kind of showed you here. So move costs 1 action. Open a door costs an action. Now Rogue's got a free once a turn. Open a door for free. So that's why we're having her go first. She's going to open that door, of course. Power up. You can gain 2. Ah, yes, and the first thing I forgot, at the very beginning of your turn, you gain 1 power. So now Rogue has 1 power. She could use it for extra dice, or what have you. So her first action, she's going to move here into this zone, from this one to this one. And her second action, which is free, once during your turn, you perform 1 free open door action. So she just flies over here and just gives the door a little bit of a love tap and punches it open. She still has 2 actions remaining. However, it's spawn time, because like all the other Zombicide games, when you open a door, you got to spawn in all the zones that are connected. So we're going to have 2 spawns here and a bystander showing up. Alright, so let's take a look at the bystander first, because it's already right here on the board. And we get Amanda Sefton. She's a fighting bystander, so she gets to defend herself if zombies attack her. And if you rescue her, you will get the special ability. If enemies spawn within range 1 Before any rush, you may spend 1 power to move 1 zone, ignoring enemies. Wow, cool. So that's a pretty good ability. We'll find her miniature. We do have miniatures as well for all of the bystanders. But we have to spawn in 2 zones. So here's our spawn deck, which is huge. So let's see what we get. Oh, for our initial 2 spawns. Alright, you've got to shuffle. And so we're going to start here at the door. The first thing we get is we get a walker rush, spawn, then activate. So we get 3 walkers and they activate right away. Wow, okay. Just knocking things around already. So we get 3 walkers. I think there's 3 different sculpts, 3 or 4. The walker zombies are just looking like these guys. So there's 3 of them spawning right here, and they immediately activate, and they look and see Rogue right through the open door. So they will just move right into Rogue's area, and that's probably good for Rogue, because she's probably going to do a little punchy punch on them. Alright, now we got a second spawn zone right down here, and it is brutes, and they literally look like tanks. So we're going to get 1 brute showing up. And brutes look like this. They are literal tanks. Little brutey guys. So very cool. So we get 1 of them here. And yeah, that's it. So that's our spawning. Rogue's got 2 actions remaining. So yeah, I think she's going to go ahead and attack. And each attack rolls 2 dice, hits on a 3+. I readjust the camera a bit, get the dice tray out, and she's going to start attacking these walkers. Alright, so Rogue's going to waste no time punching these walkers in the head, so she gets 2 dice. Now she could spend her 1 power to roll 3 dice, but there's really no point. These guys only have 1 hit point, and if she rolls a 3+, she's going to hit them. And she gets a 6 and a 2, so one of them is squished by her mighty punch. And she'll get 1 XP for that. And she still has an action left, so she's going to go ahead and attack again. Why wouldn't she? And this time she gets 3 and a 2. So she does hit on a 3+. So she takes out another one. Boom. Gone. Yeah, that's it. So that's all of Rogue's actions. And up next, that's the end of Rogue's turn. She got a couple of experience, and you go to the next level and you get 7 experience, so that's quite a ways yet. Alright, let's figure out who we want to have going next. Alright, up next, I think we're going to have Wolverine go here. You can see the Wolverine looking pretty cool here with his adamantium claws out. His first action of 3, he's going to move in here with Rogue. His second action, he's going to go ahead and attack the walker. And I forgot, yes, he does get 1 power up at the start. They gain 1 power at the start of every one of their turns. So he's sitting with 1 power, and when attacking with adamantium claws, add +1 to your dice results for each wound. Well, he has no wounds, but he will have exploding dice on a 6. So if he rolls a 6, he gets to roll again. All he needs to do is get any dice of 4+, and he can then kill that 1 walker. So let's see what he gets. Oh man, he gets a 5 and a 6. He would roll the 6 again. He doesn't need to. There's only 1 enemy in his space. But we would roll it again, and this symbol here is a 1. So that's the 1 on the die. So yeah, he just handily comes in here and just shreds this guy like nothing. Like Wolverine would do. That gives him an experience. So that was 1 action to move, 2 to go ahead and attack that guy. I wonder if he should move in here. Or, you know what, for his 3rd action, he is just going to do a power-up. And that's one of the things you do. When you do a power-up, you gain 2 power. So his 3rd and final action, that puts him up to 3 power. You can have a maximum of 4 power. So now he's finished his turn. Up next, we have either Storm or Colossus. So I got to think about which one we want to have activate next. Alright, we're going to have Colossus go. Now, he can avoid 1 wound on the enemy turn, so I think we're going to have him move into the danger room. But of course, first thing he does is he gets a power-up. So he gets 1 power, and then for his first and second action, he'll move in here. For his 3rd action, he'll power up again, just like Wolverine did. So now he's sitting at 3 power, in case he needs to knock some heads here in a bit. very quickly, that was Colossus. Up next, we have Storm. Storm's special ability is once per turn, you can spend 1 power and select a zone within range 1 to move all enemies to an adjacent zone. She's not going to use that power, but she is going to get 1 power for the start of her turn. So that's her first action. I think her second and third is going to, first action move, second action move. Her third action, she will, you know what, let's go ahead and get a heroic trait. She's going to grab, there's a big heroic trait deck. It looks like this. You can have 2 of them. You can only do this once per turn, get a heroic trait. Let's see what she gets. She gets Guardian. Discard when enemies move into a zone within range 2 containing a bystander or superhero. Move into that zone ignoring enemies. Oh wow, so she can just move right into the zone, which might come in handy here. Alright, that's all of our superheroes taking their activations. Up next we have the enemy phase. And so let's follow along the enemy phase, make sure I'm not messing this up. Activate enemies. Each enemy activates spends their actions and either attack or move depending on the situation. Runners and zombies. Heroes perform 2 actions. So attack, move enemies that have not attacked. And then the bystander will activate. Now, the tank unit here, the brute, can either go towards the bystander or towards the superheroes. And I'm not sure, I think they go towards the superheroes, or maybe they go towards the bystander. I might just double check that in the rules, because he can go here for 1 or here for 1. Alright, well that was pretty simple in the rule book. If it's equal distance between superheroes and bystanders, we get to decide what we want to do. So we're going to go ahead and get the brute and move right in here. He only has 1 activation, boom, that's it. That was the only enemy zombies on the board, and so that's all the activations. And now we do activate the bystander. After enemies activate, all bystanders move 1 zone toward the closest superhero, unless enemies are in their current or the next zone. So actually here, this is the miniature for Amanda Sefton. Really cool. These miniatures are really cool too. So she'll actually move over here. She's going to get 1 closer to our superheroes. And there's no enemies in her space or in this adjacent space. So, I mean, she could move there too, but she'll move up here. It only makes sense. All right, that's the bystanders moving. And now it is time to spawn enemies. All right, well, we know how that works. We have 1 spawn zone right down here. The green one's not activated yet because we haven't taken the green objective. And so let's spawn right here at the red zone. What do we get? We get 4 walkers. Wow, okay, yeah, this game spawns a lot of stuff. So 4 walkers appear right here. Oh, as they're falling all over the place. 4 walkers in this zone down here. Alright, I think that's basically it. So of course our objective, we have to get the green objective, and then we have to get all heroes to the exit, and that will be the tutorial scenario. So that's it. So I'm going to leave it off there for today. That's kind of an introduction to this mission. And if you rescue the bystander, you get full power, and then of course you put this next to your character card and you'll get this ability. She'll go off the board, but you get this ability, so keep that in mind. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, subscriptions, and likes. Marvel Zombies, X-Men Resistance. We're doing the tutorial mission MH0, and that is Escape in the X-Jet. So we're going to try and do that. We have Rogue, Wolverine, Storm, and Colossus. And we haven't seen any zombie heroes yet, but you know they're going to come out eventually. So thanks so much. I'll see you next time for the continuation. Marvel Zombies, X-Men Resistance.